Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons The Second Age. How are we all doing?
Hey.
Right.
We're good.
Excellent. So without further ado, who wants to go ahead and remind me of exactly what happened the last time we played this game?
Okay, we started out looking out in this weirdo, nonsensical world, looking at this weird big tower. Like, I think that's where we need to go. Oh, thank you. Yes, that weird big tower.
Yeah.
So we circled around the weird lake of bubble liquid, through the weird stone trees, and we had a lot of combat last time because while we were on our way to this tower, we got ambushed by these weird cursed giants. I don't remember what they were called, but basically they did something bad to the Fae when it was just the giants on the material plane, and then it got cursed, and now they're all wrong. So that was an experience. They were very weird, but we dispatched them easily enough. And then we progressed to the tower to find that someone had carefully removed the lock and chain that was meant to be keeping the door closed. We were like, this is interesting. And heading inside, we found these weird, again, strange creatures we'd never seen before who had no lips and spiky teeth, apart from one who had flat teeth who talked to us. They were there for the Elder. Very descriptive name that clearly identifies exactly who they are, and we all knew exactly who they were talking about.
Definitely.
But it became clear that there would be no working with these guys. So it ended in a fight, which again we did pretty well in, right up until it was just this flat-teethed guy. At which point none of us could roll a hit to save our lives. But we did eventually get there, and we killed. We got through that fight, okay, and we realized that we had to go down. So down we went for fucking ages. Like I think you said it was like 5-10 minutes we went down for,
Yep.
and then here we are, and there was a weird little tent with a dead person next to it. It wasn't Puck, so we're fine. It was too tall. And there was this weird straw bed, and we progressed through a trap that was full of pressure plate room trap that had a specific path to get through, which, thanks to Grim's excellent investigation, we quickly spotted and made our way through. In the next room, there was more of those weird giants who dug through the wall from outside. We dispatched them quite easily as well, and we progressed onto this very weird room with a very weird statue on it, which had an engraving which I don't remember what it said now. But basically we figured out that what we need to do is, if we want to get into the tubing vault, we need to sleep in this room.
Minor correction, it was not a statue, it was a carving in the floor.
Oh, my apologies. Carving in the floor, not a statue. And it had this weird phrase, which basically we determined to mean sleep in this room and you get into the dreaming vault. So we all went to sleep.
Okay.
In the strange room. After making sure we were all close enough that Grim's danger sword would mean we couldn't be surprised, and close enough, and also so that we could all be woken up by the alarm that Elizabeth had set. And then we went to sleep, and that's where we left off.
Okay. So yeah, as all of you, I will say in between we've all had like a little individual session. But yes, once again, as you all awaken for the second time, you find yourself in a place that you don't recognize.
Oh no.
Wait, no, wrong music track. We're not waking up in Skyrim.
Darn.
Aw.
Wow.
Hey, you.
You're finally awake.
Ah, shit.
No.
Oh no, this is much worse.
You all awaken.
Oh god.
And you are all lying in what are essentially appear to be small basins.
I don't like the trail of blood leading from that one. That does not make me happy.
The surface underneath you is cold, like a smooth gemstone. And there's basically like no padding keeping you comfortable. As you sort of all begin to like stir and rise up, you're all like a little stiff, as if you've been sleeping on this cold slab for a while. And as you sort of like poke your heads up and look around, you can see your companions around you sort of also beginning to rouse. You can also see a number of figures who appear to be like wrapped in some form of cloth. In a number of other basins. A number of other basins are empty, and disturbingly, some of them appear to have bloodstains surrounding them, and there is a one blood trail that seems to lead out of the room as if something has been dragged.
Oh.
Great.
Graham, Kelariis, say something I don't know.
What they could have done with better beds.
That is bad.
I'm glad that that's the first thing that you said.
Yep.
So,
I guess that means we're all here.
Yep.
looks like it.
It's quite dark.
It is very dark. As you sit up, the gemstone that is underneath you is emitting a small amount of light, which is what is illuminating the area around you. But that is it.
I don't know, I'm worried. This
like-
could still totally be another dream.
Well, it seems like, well, if this is a dream, all you'd have to do is just figure out if we know something that you don't.
Well, that's exactly why that's the first thing I said. Was
Well.
say something I don't know.
Where would begin? I'm sure we'll be fine. Although I am curious as to what is in these cloth-like thing, or well, what is up
Look
to this?
like people.
Yeah, but like, are they big people? Like, average size?
Average humanoid sized, yes.
Hmm.
Do we still
Well-
have like all of our stuff?
Anything that you were wearing or carrying whilst you were asleep is on you. Anything that you were not wearing or carrying when you were asleep, you sit up, look around, and realize that the underside of these things are hollow, and all of your stuff is there.
Oh.
That's wild.
That is surprisingly convenient.
Surprisingly convenient.
But also kind of creepy.
Yeah, because
Well-
that's the other thing you notice, Arya. Lyra wakes up next to you, not in any of the beds, but just curled up next to you.
Could you imagine if there was a bed big enough for Lyra?
And just a giant bed.
Well,
Can I
could you
try
could you
and
imagine
light
it
on
just
my
fitting
dagger?
under?
You cast light on your dagger, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Well, I don't really want to do this, but I feel like kind of should check.
Your dagger illuminates, Elizabeth.
There's just a big sigh when that happens.
Grim,
Oh.
are you going to...
Oh, never mind.
We
That's fine.
should probably have a look at what these are.
You sure that's
Should
a good
we?
idea?
Well, I'll just slice open the cloth as my sword.
Ugh.
Okay. Underneath there is humanoid shapes that look. They probably once were elven in origin, although they are incredibly weathered. That telling what kind of elf they are is a little difficult. But yeah, leathery, like decayed skin. Like these are creatures that have basically presumably died and have been posthumously mummified, although not in any sort of ritualistic way. They've just sort of been covered up and left.
I guess that means there is some kind of caretaker.
As you look at them, there does not appear to be any sign of any obvious cause of death on their bodies.
Oh, old age is always an option.
I don't like this, guys.
See, what I'm thinking is, are we worried that these bodies will fight back or fight us at some point?
I mean, they're pretty well wrapped up. I don't think they're going to be fighting anything.
Yeah,
Paladin sense.
Yep.
I don't actually. I never remember what it's called because I just call it Paladin.
I think it's just called divine sense, no?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Basically just Paladin sense.
Yeah, paladin.
Basically.
You extend your senses and detect nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You do notice a distinct absence of a fey presence.
Oh my god, cobweb.
Well, this is unfortunate.
Cobweb?
There is no response.
Oh, that's bad.
Perhaps either she went off without us, or she just chickened out, which, let's be honest, is an option.
I mean, I suppose she just never went to sleep, but like, she doesn't strike me as the type to just stay behind and stare at our sleeping forms for however long.
And she's not in. Oh, I guess I would sense her. She was in one of the other chambers.
No. You give a quick sweep of the room and there is no.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Does the blood seem fresh? I'm assuming I can tell that's.
There is one trail here that looks dried. This one that leads out of the room has probably been this way for a couple of days. It's long enough that it is coagulated and solidified, but it hasn't stained in the same way the other one has.
Right.
Well, unless there's unless these bodies had any interesting effects, hidden under their slab.
You go through them. All three of them have longbows, which they seem to be about as weathered as their previous owners. Each of them also has a set of ringmail armor. Two of them have swords, and one of them has a large two-handed mace. Other than that, there's like a pile of decayed detritus, which at one point may have been provisions. But there is nothing of particular interest.
Also underneath the others, right?
Yes, under all three of them.
Oh no, the ones that we didn't wake up on.
No, all empty.
Okay. Shall we get moving, or do we want to wait for Cobweb? I think as long as there isn't any split in the road, I think she'll find us.
I mean, I could always try and message Cobweb if we're worried.
mean, I guess we could. I don't know. I kind of just feel like she just didn't come with us.
Yeah, same. Well, let's. I feel like we should just get moving.
I mean, yeah. I
Just-
don't feel safe stinking around here.
I think that the thing that dragged the bloody body or whatever it was from the slab might still be around.
And we'll probably come back.
Probably.
Looks like there might be something down this hallway.
Yeah, as from what you can see like the vague outlines of a large static figure and what looks like some debris or something on the floor.
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, you make your way cautiously through the corridor.
After you, Kelariis.
Yeah. No, I had accidentally scrolled up the page trying to move everything.
So
Yeah.
Elizabeth has a light source. Kelariis, do you want one?
Yeah, I think I'll pull out my sword.
Okay, what is the
honestly.
radius on your sword again?
Great question. Give me 1 second. I don't remember because it doesn't come up super often anymore.
Last I checked, it was 10 feet, but I think last I checked was before it got upgraded.
I think it's like a regular
It is-
torch,
it's
like 20.
now.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you ignite it.
Thank you.
So as you step into the next room ahead of you, there is a standing statue of an elven-looking figure in ceremonial spaulders and armor, who is standing holding a long sword, just pointed downwards. Standard sort of heroic statue pose. There also appear to be two pillars that once held up the room in here, but that have basically just collapsed either through wear and tear or some form of brute force. Difficult to tell because it happened quite a while ago, judging by the layer of dust and the huge cobwebs that string across the upper space of this room.
So that means, so there's no spiders hanging in the ceiling.
Maybe one or two, but they are normal sized.
I think we can live with that. I think. We think that statue is safe. Don't go too close to the statue, just in case.
Lyra.
Suddenly, wolf.
Sorry.
Swoos.
She's quite big.
Okay.
She's quite literally the size of our entire party.
Oh my god, she's so big. I love her. She's so great.
I just have to skip hallways with her because she just doesn't fit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Grim, so as you step into this hallway and it turns around to your left, you look out to your left and there is light up ahead of you coming from somewhere above. As you sort of look out, there's a number of pieces of fallen debris that appear to have fallen from above and impacted the ground with quite a significant velocity.
Yeah, but I imagine that might just be gravity doing its thing.
Okay, so as you step out into the chamber, you notice the chamber scales up above you 10, 15, 20, 25, maybe even 30 feet up above you. It's a very tall chamber with light streaming in from some sort of crystal formation hanging from the ceiling. And above you there is the remnants of what looks like a ruined bridge that once spanned across the top of this room. but it has collapsed inwards. Parts of it are still hanging from supporting framework, and the handful of pieces that have collapsed have fallen down into the chamber with you.
Are you sure we haven't woken up in Skyrim?
So,
A big bridge going over part of an interior dungeon sounds very Skyrim.
yeah, it does kind of, but
And so does, mummified looking corpses.
yes, should be rather safe.
So, looking around in the rest of the room, the blood trail follows off to a locked latticed grate that is sealing off a corridor to your right. And up ahead to your left, the room opens out into what looks like another corridor. Although this one is probably about like 15 or so. Actually, maybe a bit less than 15. Probably like 10 feet tall and 15 feet wide. It is a very wide corridor.
Guess we'll have a little peek down the corridor.
So as you peek down the corridor, it goes for a while and then sort of begins. It goes for a short while and then there's a fork off to the right. Then it goes a little further ways ahead of you and then turns off to the left. As you're sort of like taking this in, you move and you notice that there are a couple of patches of sort of almost like a greenish like ichor that is like pooling in places on the ground. That sort of like shimmers and catches the light as you move around with your various light sources. That seems to go down and populate further amongst this corridor, particularly up to this corridor up here.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Perhaps before we go down there, shall we see considering where this grate is?
I mean, are we wanting to follow the blood trail?
Well, I want to know if we can get through the grate at the very least.
Yeah, that's probably
It's
not a bad
locked,
idea.
right?
Okay.
Because currently we have, one dead end to run into in case of emergency.
Okay, so you approach the grate. Give me an investigation check.
A great investigation check. I'm so sorry.
Can I help, or do you want me to do it, or?
We can do it together. Yes, it's not too.
Or just
hard.
both make one?
You can just. I'll help you.
Ah, okay.
Excuse me just one moment whilst I close my window because somebody has a bonfire outside.
Oh, okay.
What?
Interesting time to have a bonfire. It's not bonfire night.
I mean,
Is there ever a bad day for a bonfire?
yes,
Yeah,
when it's
yes.
100 degrees outside.
Well, I was gonna say when you're in an area that's really dense woodland.
Also that.
That too.
Or if you're in California and you're trying
if
to reveal what gender your baby is in some elaborate ceremony.
Well, as
Oh
long as you.
boy.
Wow, I
as
chose a
long as
great
you
time to come back.
Yes, you did. You really did.
just gotta take proper precautions, and you'll be fine.
Please practice safety when
Please
moving
practice
around
safe fire.
fires. Please practice
Safe.
safe fire.
Please practice safe fire.
As a wizard, I know all about being safe with fire.
Or if you're in California, maybe just don't do the fire thing.
Just don't light a fire.
Yeah,
Don't.
just don't do fire in California.
If you're on
Please.
fire,
If you
have you
a gas,
considered
if you have a
not?
gas oven, get rid of it because that's fire, and get an electric one instead. Anyway, investigation check. Look at that.
So, with a 30, there is a pop-up at the bottom of your screen that says this gate opens elsewhere. No.
Wow.
From investigating this grate, it's weighted and sort of like held in place by some form of lifting mechanism that as far as you can tell from like you looking through using the torchlight and following the chains that run overhead, somewhere further down the corridor is the mechanism to open this. You do not suspect you will be able to get it open from this side. It is the holes are large enough that you could maybe like get an arm through, but they are not particularly large.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, whose arm? Could Kelariis get one of her big beefy dragonborn arms through, or would it only be like
My
a
arms
skinny
and me.
noodle Elizabeth arm that we could get through?
It might be a bit of a squeeze for Kelariis's arms to get through, but
Well, I guess you could always just. I don't think it's gonna work, but you could always try lift it just to see if it gives. But I think unless we want to really go at it, we might have to find another way.
I don't like the goo corridor.
while you are having this conversation, Arya and Elizabeth, you hear footsteps rapidly approaching from the large corridor.
Okay.
In that case, yeah, Elizabeth goes, "Uh-oh, something coming."
Well, prepare yourselves. I'll
Okay.
light my sword.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, Grim lights the sword. You also have 60 feet on your sword, right?
Oh, my sword is like it has more than average.
Yeah, his sword is insanely bright.
I think it's like it was something like 40/40 or something ridiculous.
Okay.
But I'll check. It is 40/40. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Boom.
Yeah.
You like the
casting
sword?
I'm casting Mage Armor.
Elizabeth, you cast mage armor. Equip your mage armor. And yeah, stand where you're gonna stand.
Well, I guess we don't
Where
get
is it
too
coming? It's coming
much.
from this corridor, yeah.
It's coming from this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's coming from the wide
Like
corridor.
all the way down here, in fact.
Yeah, I guess fucking just stand up here.
Yeah, it depends on how many squares I get to move, really.
I mean, I guess we could like square off with the corridor.
Oh yeah, I also might as well get my staff out.
Okay. Yeah, you all draw weapons. Get ready.
Just do this.
Look at me, I've got a staff in one hand and a weapon in the other. I'm like something straight out of Warhammer Total War.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's a dagger, not a sword, but whatever. Still counts.
Yep. Okay. So as the four of you like scrabble to get ready and get into your positions, Grim and Kelariis, you see a figure that round the corner and begin like running towards you. The figure slows slightly as they spot you and draws a hooked looking axe, almost like halfway between like an axe and a scythe. Like a sickle rather. Takes a readied stance with it as continuing to advance, pauses for a moment, and I think really only Grim can see this figure in any great detail with your dark vision, so I will add it
Oh,
to the layer.
I think I can see up to here.
Oh, okay. So you can't see you can't actually see them yet. You can only see like a sort of like a vague outline. The figure takes a couple more.
I was gonna say, a cross between an axe and a scythe. It's not just a bearded axe, right?
No.
Okay.
Do you guys know what a karma is?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It is a karma.
Karma. Nice.
Yeah, the figure takes a couple more steps, still sort of staying on the periphery of your dark vision. And calls out to you with a feminine voice, and says, "Whoever you are, if your wills are your own, hold your weapons at the ready."
Are you the elder?
The figure pauses and says, "Why do you seek them?"
Mostly to avoid them.
Fair enough.
Then we would
Be
find
honest.
ourselves allied. And the figure takes a couple more steps forward.
Yeah, hearing. I mean, would me and Arya hear this from like round the corner?
Yes, they are saying it
Okay.
aloud.
Okay, yeah. Hearing that, then Elizabeth gets curious.
Yeah, they sort of like hurriedly sort of jog at a reasonable pace towards you, put the karma back in at the sling at their side, and sort of jog towards you with like open palms.
Yeah, we heard of such a person, but we're not here for them. Whoever they are.
Please just keep a moderate amount of distance, if you don't mind.
She stops, pauses, and says, "The Elder's minions are but a few steps behind me. If you're on my side, then I would appreciate some help."
Hmm. Well, you seem reasonable enough. I guess there's no time. Just run past, or like just run. You can feel free to run past.
Okay.
Well, we should be able to hold them off.
So, as you say that, you can hear more footsteps coming. Some of which sound like four-legged running, and some of which sound like heavy stomping footsteps. The figure gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before the first creatures begin to round the corner, I'd like everyone to roll initiative. Oh my goodness, I have really bad hiccups tonight.
Oh no.
I'm gonna need to move some of these tokens around. Nope, not that one. Beep beep.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Look, I can have my window open for the first time in like over a week, and I am keeping my window open.
No,
That's
that's
fair.
fair.
Fine.
Totally understandable. Oh damn, she's way more on the ball than we are. Or they are. Also,
okay.
Grim, you didn't select your token.
Did I not? Oh well.
You're not in the turn order.
Oh well.
Oh,
Well,
like
I mean, to be fair, that's not a mistake we've made in a long time.
man.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame. Wasted the nat 20.
Wasted.
Okay, so
Yes, we know that's not how nat 20s work, but whatever. Wasted.
It's definitely how nat toys work.
Yeah, you only get a set number per session. Everyone knows that.
So, as the figure like catches up to you and like spins on a heel quite agilely and draws 2 karma from their holsters, a number of humanoid creatures thunder around the corner, running on all fours. Despite taking humanoid form, these creatures are covered in a thick grey fur and are somewhere between bears and big cats, but with humanoid shape. Although they have a more hunched, like, sort of disposition for running on 4 legs.
So they're a bit like Char, is what you're saying.
Yes, but
Wow.
imagine them a bit more bear-like than Char.
Yeah, less bovine, more bear.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Well, because Char have like the horns and the.
The
I
horns
don't know
have
if I
kind
would-
of.
Okay, I was questioning the use of bovine for that, but sure.
I mean, they're kind of there.
No.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that they've been mentioned, I'd want to take a moment to appreciate the phrase, does a char have 4 ears?
No.
No, they do. That's why they use that phrase.
Do they? I don't. I've
Yeah, it's
no recollection. Anyway.
Yeah, the phrase "does a char have 4 ears" is used as like a duh, obviously,
Right.
because they have 4 ears.
Yeah. The figure who now you can take a closer look at. I will show you them.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, she turns on her heel, draws 2 karma, prepares to throw them, and says, I guess you would say, beware the fiend that commands them. Don't use telepathy if you can.
Okay.
I think we're good on that one.
Does she look injured, by the way, or?
We'll establish that on your turn.
Okay, fair.
And I guess, can she even make a karma attack from where she's standing? Oh, that's a cone. She can just about. She will throw 2 karma at the closest most creature. 2 16s, which I believe does hit. Yes. So they take. Oh, that damage isn't quite right, I don't think. No, it is not. It should be 1d6 plus 4. So that is 8 and 5. So that is 13 plus 25 psychic. So you watch these 2 karma like whistle through the air, slice into the first creature that rounds the corner, like leaving 2 like heavy like gouges as they like impact into the creature and embed themselves into the creature. There also seems to be like a sort of like as these connect, there's like a roiling energy that flickers over the target. Yeah, it yelps in pain, and I think does it speak a language? It does. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like calls to its fellows in a language that actually some of you have heard before, and probably recognize it as Undercommon.
Oh shit!
I was half expecting deep speech gurgling or something.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. No, it is Undercommon, surprisingly. Yeah. And seeing that the 2 of you behind her have short-range weapons, she will take a step to the side. And yeah, so actually, I don't know if you guys can see this, so I'm gonna just place it whether or not you guys can see it. Tell me if you can see this creature.
Let me see. Oh no, I need to actually. Nope, I don't.
Okay.
See. Well, I only see 2 creatures currently.
So it goes. Okay. You hear the sound of more footsteps thundering. I should have checked the movement speed of these guys before I looked. 30. They sprint down the corridor. These 2 in particular, I should probably denote them. We'll give them blue markers. These two look slightly broader than the other ones, and appear to be wearing like a mix of jewel and bone, like neck pieces around their necks, almost like a ceremonial necklace of some kind. And seeing the two of you, they will pause for a moment. And I don't think they're in range for these. They are not. They will take the dodge action. Arya.
I can't see anything from down here.
Okay.
No, you'll have to move this way.
Time to move.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I can see this one, but would it be undercover if I tried to fire at it?
I will say it gets half cover from the wall.
Alright, fair enough.
Oh,
That still hits.
no.
Yeah, nice.
Jeez.
I was gonna say you could always move
Plus
like slightly
14
in front of me, but
bitches.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the creature with the two karmas embedded in it, like sort of like scrabbles to the ground. Arya, as you reach the corner, you watch this thing like drop to like its knee as it tries to scrabble back around the corner, and with lightning speed, you put an arrow through its throat.
nice. Very nice.
Unfortunately, the sound of crashing footsteps is getting closer and closer. As... oh, I did not mean to do that.
Oh,
Shit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Oh.
30.
Hey, buddy.
A
Fancy
Fomorian crashes round the corner, like
Fancy seeing one of
points,
you again.
points at you and like bellows out a roar before continuing to charge towards you. It's immediately obvious on this creature, partly because it has such a massive singular eye. The eyes of this creature are like glassed over and fixed, unlike the ones you have seen previously. And it will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that is its dash move.
Oh, hello.
Grim, you're up.
okay. Take a step.
Okay.
And I'll hopefully hit this guy a couple of times.
Hit.
Like, there we go.
Okay.
And I might as well do the other two.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, without wasting any time, you begin to lay into the Fomorian. You are becoming accustomed to fighting these creatures now.
Woohoo!
Elizabeth.
It's a giant.
Cool. I'm gonna step more to the side here, and I spy with my little eye something beginning with some bad guys in fireball distance.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Talking a lot of shit for someone within fireball distance.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pop a fireball like right here because I can vaguely see there's a creature here, and if I pop it here, I can hit
Okay, yeah.
these guys.
I would say that creature you can vaguely see in the distance appears to be a floating mass of tentacles.
Oh joy!
Okay.
I didn't realize this was turning into hentai.
Oh,
No.
dear.
Terrible.
Sorry. So yeah, big 20-foot radius sphere right in the middle of that corridor, just after the right-hand turn.
Okay.
Incoming fireball. Make dex saves, you bastards.
Okay. Can you measure that radius again for me real quick? Especially into the fog of war.
Yeah, I'm gonna do fourth level.
Okay.
So yeah, 20 foot, 20 foot.
Okay.
I can't even go 20 foot that way.
Okay, so that hits everything in the corridor. So that is 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, 1 save.
Bastard.
And
blue fire.
1, 2, 3. These guys... Oh, wait, sorry, that should have been only 2. But they have advantage on their rolls because they are dodging. As does the mass of tentacles. That is a success. Okay, so that is half
dodge action.
for... How dare these creatures use their actions intelligently?
I know. God damn it! You're
Annoying.
supposed to let me just like murder you with a giant fireball.
So that is... Half of that is 16. So... 16... minus 16... minus 16... And the rest take 32. So there is a scorching flash as this fireball detonates. And you see several more third creatures be flash-singed by this fireball, hear terrible yelps and the smell of burning fur.
I'm just doing my job. That's also all I can do.
Kelariis.
Well, I think I'm just gonna come up here and hit this big guy because he's kind of in our faces, and I don't like that. Yeah. That was not a great first roll. Is a 15?
A 15 does hit.
I'll just do. I'll just do a second level smite. on this
Okay.
one. There you go.
Just a casual 20 damage from a second level smite.
This is a casual.
He's
That's a better smite than I've rolled in a
not
while.
not looking too great.
Okay.
He's seen better days.
Sneeze on him, someone, please.
No, we can't sneeze on people right now.
Yeah, come on, that's really dangerous.
5, 10,
You shouldn't be encouraging that kind of behavior. Kids don't listen
15, 20.
I know she's buff
25?
Dragon Mom, but don't listen to her.
Don't
Wow.
care.
Oh shit, hello.
10, 15, 20, 25.
They're getting all up in our grill.
They
That's
are in
okay.
fact up at our grill.
That's okay, we've got them in a choke point.
Well, a very, very wide choke point.
Still a choke point. I'm still in an area I can just blast with AoE.
Blast.
Boom.
Yeah, they sprint forwards towards you. The figure now out of Karma's seems to have no weapons, but doesn't seem to be bothered by this fact.
Alright.
As she having turned around and like see this Fomorian like lumber towards her, she jumps up, kicks off the wall, and launches a flurry of 2 punches, one left, one right.
Wow.
Whap
It's
whap.
only a flurry if it's 2.
She does it pretty damn quickly. So the first one hits, the second one does not. And you watch as her fist connects with like a decent amount of practiced force. Like you've seen Lethari punch things. She punches things in a similar way, like with a practiced deliberacy.
I was gonna say, this is your way of saying she's a monk.
After a sense, yes. Because the important thing is not the punch, it's the roiling shockwave that proceeds through the creature afterwards.
Damn.
Damn.
That is
That's the same reaction.
34. And you watch as the 1-2 punch, the first one doesn't like strike anything vulnerable, but the second one does. The other way around. First one doesn't strike anything vulnerable, but the second one doesn't strike anything vulnerable, but the first one does. And you watch as the Fomorian like actively doubles over in agony from this hit. It is looking in very poor shape.
Quick, someone poke it.
5,
Wait,
10.
I thought we needed to sneeze it
15.
before, and then it got
Yeah.
like,
No,
mega
we're not allowed
punch.
to sneeze.
We are not
Quarantine,
sneezing,
that's
we are just
unsafe.
poking.
That's extremely unsafe, don't sneeze.
Yeah, so you can see it a little better now.
Ugh.
Levitating 5 feet up in the air
Oh no.
is a squiggly mass of tentacles, some of which appear to have eyes on the end of them.
I don't
Oh
like this.
no.
And yeah, so it can see 3 of you within 120 feet. So it will target all 3 frontline. I need to roll a d6 3 times. That is a 3, a 6, and a 4. Okay, so you watch as 3 rays blast out from the eyes of this creature.
Oh.
Wow. Frickin' lasers.
Frickin'
Eye
laser
lasers.
beams. Sharks with
Eye
frickin'
lasers.
laser beams. So you watch as a similar wave of force to the one that your new friend just unleashed upon this Fomorian is unleashed back upon her. She makes an intelligence saving throw. That's a success.
Good.
So she takes half of this. Okay, she takes 10 psychic damage. Kelariis, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, that is a success.
Ooh.
A greenish blue ray shoots out at you, and it almost seems to distort like time around it as it fires out. And like as it shoots over you, you feel yourself slow down momentarily, but you're able to dodge aside and are not affected by it.
Okay.
Grim, I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Well,
+3 for standing right next to me.
yes.
Okay.
I guess.
Oh damn.
Jeez.
27.
So an almost invisible ray shoots out from the third eye and hits you in the face like an invisible giant's fist. But you are able to remain on your feet and are not pushed.
Good.
Very good, because if our front line are cracked, that leaves me and Arya vulnerable, and that's not good.
The creatures behind one of them reaches up and touches the mass of tentacles, and you watch as a jolt of healing energy is pushed through this creature's arm into the tentacle.
Ooh, that's bad.
So Elizabeth, an important note. You see this.
Yeah.
You recognize this as the spell Cure Wounds. You have seen it before.
Yeah.
However, this creature does it with seemingly on a whim, with no spellcasting components or focus or anything.
Oh shit.
Tentacle style.
So yeah, it heals the creature a small amount. The other one goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And targets Kelariis in your glorious plate mail.
Yeah, fair. I guess.
Yeah, you feel your plate mail begin to heat up.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Don't do that.
It's getting
Heat metal.
spicy.
Oh, I could have. Oh well.
I would say good thing you're a dragon, but I think you're a lightning
not-
dragon.
Not the right
Yeah,
kind of dragon.
No.
You take 13 fire damage as your armor begins to heat up.
Yeah. That's sorry. That's this one that did it.
Yes, it is now
Yeah,
concentrating.
Need to break its concentration.
Yeah. Elizabeth, again, it does this without any verbal, somatic, or material components.
Oh god.
Arya.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot that thingy.
Be more specific.
The tentacle thingy.
You're going to shoot the tentacle thingy. Okay. At the moment, you can't really see it all that well. Do you want to move?
Move to a better position.
Like, here? Is that a better position?
Well, you're still like half up against the wall. But actually, no. I suppose you can see it fine from there.
Okay.
Ignoring the giant.
Yeah, well, you can see it between the giant's legs.
That's fair.
Yeah, the giant's a bit big.
Yeah, that is a hit. Damn, 15 piercing damage. You strike the massive tentacles and it sort of like recoils from the impact. Lyra chomps. Which one is she chomping?
Big boy.
Okay, she drags the Fomorian down to the ground before pouncing on it and ripping its throat out.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Good work, Lyra. Good girl.
Oh, this isn't... I just realised this battle music is not shuffling.
Oh.
I think it's because everything
yeah.
is on repeat. Yeah, it is. There we go. There we go. Now some different music. The Fomorian is dead, Grim.
Well, I have a fella that is not so dead in front of me, so let's see if we can change that.
Okay.
Oh,
Stop
well.
being alive.
Why?
Okay.
Be dead.
Yeah, you raise the Red King's treachery as this thing leaps towards you, claws extended, and you just cleave its front half off.
Oh.
Well, that was a lot more effective than I imagined, but I will take it.
There's definitely one way to take care of it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to push forward because we need to get to the tentacle thing.
Yeah, that thing has to die.
2, 3. I'm going to just charge to this one. And... Oh, wrong button.
Oh my god, Grim!
Okay.
Fine.
The first one does not hit, the second one does.
This is...
You score like a huge wound like across this creature's shoulder as it also like lunges towards you. It does not cleave this one in half. Elizabeth.
fair enough.
Okay. I feel like we need something big. So... I would like to... let me just double check that this is... Yeah, each within 30 feet of the first, so... How many is it again? It's... Yeah, 3. Okay, I'd like to target this guy with a chain lightning.
Okay.
And it's going to bounce from him to the tentacle, him to the guy that healed the tentacle, and him to this guy who's
Okay.
hasn't been hit. So they all need to make... I believe it's dex saves.
Okay.
That's a sad chain lightning. That's 3 1s I rolled on that.
Wow.
I think it's the same. That's okay, because
10
currently they're
10 of
all
my D8
failing
were
their
ones.
saves.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, 10 of my D8 were 3 of my D8s, 10 D8s were 1.
Okay, cool. So the guy who healed the tentacle monster is fried.
Nice.
The guy who is concentrating on the heat metal is fried. The heat metal ends.
Nice.
The guy in the corner is fried. And
Nice.
the tentacle ball takes a significant chunk of lightning damage as it like bursts through the creature.
Unlimited power.
Wait,
Yeah.
did this one not get hit?
No.
No, she only has 3 bounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only have 3 bounces, and I specifically didn't target that one because, hey, I was wondering if I could one-shot them, and look at that, I did.
Yeah, it was pretty effective.
Yeah.
Kelariis, you're
As it turns out, unleashing lightning on someone hurts a lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
Chain lightning's
Um,
good. Who'd have thunk?
Is this the tentacle thing? It's on the ground?
It is levitating 5 feet off the ground.
Ah, it is levitating. Okay. Methinks my spear will not do so great against that, so I'm just gonna come over here to this thing that Grim's next to for a second.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't use Earthquake. It has Levitate.
Smack it, maybe.
We're
Has-
ignoring my
Yes. That kills it.
In that case, I will just move one step forward, I guess. To
Okay.
go. Actually, I'll chuck my spear. I
Okay.
don't think it'll. I don't think I'll be able to do the other thing, but
You draw the spear and just hut. Well, it's only a size class larger than you,
yeah,
so it is
I
still
am-
it can still be affected. It just has advantage.
this is fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess Kelariis doesn't know. I have a suspicion that because it can levitate that it might not work, but Kelariis wouldn't know, so she'll try anyway. Well, she's grabbed the spear.
Oh yeah, what does the description of the spear ability say?
I do think that it's not affected if they can't be.
It's
If
under
a creature
artifacts.
is immune
Right?
to the prone condition, it's also immune to this effect, which.
Is it immune to the prone condition? It is.
Yeah. I thought so. Kelariis wouldn't know that,
Yeah.
so she'd try it anyway.
Yeah. So you attempt to like pull it. You rip the spear free. The creature does not move. But it is looking like it is. The lightning strike that coursed through it has caused a bloody discharge from either side of its central eye, and it now has a hole ripped through it from a spear hit as well. It's not looking great.
It's not looking good. Come on, lady, go up and punch it.
Yeah. Are you going to yell to her that?
No.
No.
That's not expected.
Okay.
But, I mean, what else is she gonna do?
Well, she goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, no, what she will do is she will stop here and she will use her actions to tear both of her karma out of the corpse.
Checks out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I'd say, yeah, she doesn't have an action because she dashed, but she will use her object interact action to rip a karma from the body.
Yeah.
The ball of tentacles, seeing that its allies have rapidly been depleted, will float back 20 feet. There we go. And it will do another round of eye lasers at the three in the front. That is a 4, a 6, and a 1. So that is
Well, we're seeing
4.
one new laser.
4 is a dexterity saving throw against your new friend.
For what it's worth, she gets the +3 from me.
You consider her an ally, do you?
Well, she's helping us.
Right now, yeah, because
Okay.
it's not like a permanent thing, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, right now she's clearly fighting against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an ally.
Yeah. Okay. So she saves. You watch the blue-green slow beam cut over her head as she ducks as she rips this karma. The second
The
one
enemy of my enemy is my
is
friend.
6 against Kelariis. Strength save, please.
Sure. Fucking awful.
F.
Okay. Funnily enough, that is just enough to pass.
Oh, nice.
You are not
That's an
shoved.
awful roll too. Great.
Oh,
well, you know.
And Grim, charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. I assume it's magical.
Technically, yes. Well, it's psionic, but yeah, technically it's still magic. That is a success.
Nice.
Yeah, a fuzzy red ray shoots out, and yeah, it impacts you, and you feel like a haze begin to take over you, but you just sort of shrug it off. You do not have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Woohoo.
Congrats.
Arya.
Okay.
Oh no.
That sucks.
Oh, big F.
Yep. So you take aim at the creature as it runs and just choof, and yeah, just do not quite make it. It narrowly arcs over one of the creature's tendrils. What
That's
about Lyra?
disappointing. Oops, not there.
Grim.
Go Grim.
It's looking pretty beat up, right?
It's looking pretty bad, yeah.
And it moved 5 feet slower than you can that round. You might be able to catch up.
I was gonna have Arya give it another shot, but she's out of range.
Why don't you just move?
Well, because then because I was planning on having Arya shoot and then run forward.
Ah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna dash for it, I guess. 2, 3.
Okay. Grim like
And,
hurtles down the corridor towards this thing.
You know what? I haven't used this in quite some time. I don't even know if I've ever used it. Sneaky dart.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Ah.
Gonna
Sneaky dart.
Sneaky dart.
Start. Yay.
Oh,
Okay. Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
17 damage.
that's a good sneaky dart.
So,
That's a
like,
good
as
sneaky
this
dart.
thing is like beginning to like propel itself with increased momentum down the corridor, you catch like you're basically like catching up to it. It turns to look at you, prepares to blast you with another eye ray, and you just throw the dart and get right in the middle of the center eye. Just
Nice.
and it is down.
Hey.
Good stuff.
It fucked.
Woo.
Huh.
Sneaky dart doing some work.
Okay. So yeah, as this thing like sloughs to the ground with a wet slapping sound, it exudes a small amount of that green ooze that you've been seeing everywhere. In fact, as you look at this thing up close, this thing is covered in a thin layer of green ooze.
It's not very comforting.
Yeah, your new ally pulls her second karma from the corpse of this third creature. Proceeds to put the two blades together to scrape the blood off each karma. Like cleans it on a cloth, sheaths both or puts them both back in the sling. Before turning back to the rest of you and saying, "Thank you. You fight well."
Yeah.
So do you.
You too.
How,
I
there
feel
are
like
some.
we have some stuff to talk about now, though.
Yes, like, why are you in here? Would be the most important question.
Well, let us first start with introductions.
Second nature gets to ask for names again.
Well, you know, we're not.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if we're at the names point quite yet.
Are we at
You
the
know.
name stage? I don't know.
I mean, I think that's the first stage you get to, right?
Well, you know,
Like, maybe not your family name, but your first name.
you know, it's like, you know, if you meet someone and that's like
Look,
walks in
Jayla,
a,
we've
in a,
learned
like,
one thing here, and it's that names have power, alright?
That's
Yeah.
true, but it's only if you give your whole ass name.
Yeah,
Arya.
she says.
Don't look at me! I didn't do shit!
You know what you did.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, she offers like a short formal bow, and just says, "I am Kaziara. I am Githzerai."
I will bow back to her and I'll say, I'm Elizabeth.
She like looks you up and down and says, "A pleasure to meet you, Elizabeth."
hmm.
And then
Uh,
I'm going to look to everybody else.
Turns back to sort of Grim and just sort of says, "I presume that answers your question."
Well, does that answer my question? Do I know enough?
What do we know
No,
about
you have no
Githzerai?
idea. You-
Mm,
We know nothing about Githzerai.
None of you know anything about Githzerai. You've never heard it before.
Yeah, and also, to that note, Elizabeth's just going to say, wait. What was that thing you said after your name?
She like looks at you like a little confused and sort of says, "You are not familiar with the Githzerai?"
not
She
really.
shakes her head. About as familiar as I imagine most humans are with me if I told them I was a Ganassi.
She like pauses for a moment, like seems to like think for a second, and says, "Ah, how best to explain our history? To save a long story, I am here on Rakma. I do not believe there is a word for it in common. It is a ritual hunt."
What sort of ritual?
We hunt a Lithid. None of you have any idea what that is.
Cool, we're doing
I was
great,
gonna say
guys.
that doesn't really.
Yeah, Elizabeth
So-
again just
Two
goes.
for two.
You
Well-
hunt some miscellaneous monster that again is about as well known as, well, Githzerai.
Yeah. Well, I
She-
assume it's something to do with that floaty tentacle thing.
She nods to that and says, "It is concerning that you are here and you do not know Illithid. Why are you here?"
Because someone who we know is in here and we need to get them out.
She, like, her face becomes, like, pursed, is the best way I can describe it. And she sort of says, "Your friend, they are a warrior like you?"
Not quite. They
Um,
are more of a fast talker, and they, as far as if I am not mistaken, they used to have a lot of magical power, but that has kind of been taken away.
Oh,
Then
Also-
I'm very afraid for your friend's safety.
Well, he is
also,
tricksy one.
yeah. Also, now that I think of it, we came here with someone else who we have since lost. You haven't seen a fairy around, have you?
The small winged fae,
Yeah.
I have not.
Damn.
I too came here with some others, but I'm. And she
guessing you
she
know
looks
what
like
happened to them.
slightly concerned, like. Well, I suppose concerned is probably not even the word. Like disheartened is the word for how she
Yeah.
looks.
But yeah, Elizabeth just says like, I'm guessing you know what happened to them.
She nods and says, "We came here as bonded brothers and sisters. Until they are avenged, I cannot leave."
That makes sense.
Wait, does that mean you know how to leave here once you've accomplished that?
She looks at you and sort of says, "The prison is complex, but the Githzerai have ways around its defenses.
Alright.
That being said, with only me left, I do not know if that way is still open."
Ah.
Well,
Well,
you
At
know
the
how
moment,
to-
that is not my concern.
Yes, but like you know how to. But like, let's say the moment arise. Would you know how to get out?
I know how I and my kin would escape. I do not know if the rest of you would be able to accomplish the same thing.
No, but once the time comes, we might have to give it a go.
well, yeah. What's required for this?
She like holds up a hand and sort of says, I appreciate that at this moment your thoughts may be turning to leaving this place and perhaps even finding your friend, but at the moment this place is dangerous, and if you do not know what Illithid are, then perhaps it would be best if you found somewhere safe to hunker down until this is over. Whilst you
Well-
fight well, the Illithid are powerful. They use psionic manipulation to harvest individuals such as yourselves.
But
To
most
trifle with them without understanding them is to invite great risk.
However, the average person hasn't fought greater demons and the such. Even though this is unfamiliar, that is we've come to
It's not the
accept
first
it.
time we've walked into a situation where we didn't entirely know what we were up against.
But what's the reason why the reason why we kind of wanted to know is because I don't mean to be rude. However, if you clearly have an idea of how to get out, we do not plan on heading out right now. But considering the rest of your, well,
I mean, is it safe for you to go on alone?
that was not what I was hinting at. But
Oh,
I was kind of, but also like you might not. What I'm trying to say is the reason why I asked is because you might not make it back, and we can help you make it back, and you can and then you can help us. However, if you shared the knowledge, then regardless of what happens, everybody is somewhat safe, or has a chance at safety at least. I guess we have another option to get out, but
we've not really had time to formulate foolproof plans.
She sort of like holds up her hands to interrupt and sort of says, "You are all commendably brave. But if I am to even begin to offer my help to you, you must understand what is needed to be achieved here. To engage in Rakma is to... I suppose at this point this is not important. Understand that I swore a bond with 5 others. 6 took Rakma, and therefore 6, or at least 6 of the Illithid must die. Even though my company has diminished in numbers, that fact still holds true.
How many have died?
Of my company, 5. Of Illithid, none.
this is why I'm suggesting that you share your knowledge. But if you do not wish to do so, just please say so directly instead of talking around it, because then we won't.
She shakes her head and says, "Do not misunderstand my hesitancy. I would appreciate your help if you are willing to provide it. I just do not wish you to offer it without fully understanding what it is of the enemy that you face."
Well, tell us then, what are these Illithid?
As I said, they are psionic manipulators of great power. Unless you have ways to ward your mind against their onslaughts, you would fall prey to them even easier than me and my cohort.
Well, may not have experience with Illithid, but we do have experience with mind manipulating scum.
She nods in understanding and says, "The Githeri spend a great amount of time in contemplation and meditation and skills to strengthen our minds, but even then we still use our own psionic bonds to protect them ourselves. Whilst I could share that knowledge with yourselves, the extent of the protection would be nowhere near the same, and I lack the materials to establish such a defense with yourselves."
That is not the part I'm concerned about. We'll figure that part out.
She like thinks for a moment and says, "If you are insistent on finding your way through this place and doing so in my company," and at this point, like she touches to a thin silver headband that is, unless it's like directly illuminated in the torchlight, is actually very difficult to see because it appears to be basically made of strands of silver wire, like in a circlet around her, like the top of her forehead. She says, "My fallen companions each have one of these. These are what are used to form the bond of Rakma. Whilst you cannot take the bond yourselves, none of you have the psionic potential, I may be able to extend some of the Rakma's protection to yourselves. But we would need to find what happened to my fallen comrades to do so."
Wait, are those? Did you not give them like those not the ones that have been given like funeral rites of some kind?
There was no time. The
No,
moment
Yeah, I don't think her friends are the ones that we woke up next to.
Okay.
she like looks at you curiously at that sentence.
They're just around the corner. There's 3 corpses wrapped in
Cloth.
yeah. Well,
Take me
2
to them.
corpses wrapped in cloth and one that we checked to see what was in.
Take me
It's
to them.
still mostly covered.
They were just back this way.
Yeah, between all of you, I'll poof
Yeah.
you guys back.
Yeah, and I'll
Cool.
I guess on the way, Elizabeth would technically like explain like the gear we found with them.
Yeah.
And then just in case she recognized that.
She walks between the bodies, like looks at the gear, like examines the form, and says, "No, these are not my companions.
Yeah.
I do not know who these are, but they have been here for a long time. My companions and I were only here for a matter of days."
Kind of good news.
Is this where you arrived?
Yeah,
Yes.
we awoke here after. Honestly, it sounds really weird to describe how we got here. But
Perhaps you could try.
Okay, so we found a weird. So we were looking for this dreaming vault. We discovered what we believed to be the entrance. We went into this weird sparkly cave, and then we're in a weird kind of different plane where everything was wrong. There was more of those big giant things, but without the glazed eyes, and there was people looking for the Elder. We went down.
There were
into this
people
tower.
looking for the Elder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we
They
asked.
just called him the Elder, but it's a very vague and ridiculously vague title. So we had no idea who they might be referring to.
She mutters something in an alien language.
We went down some stairs. We found an inscription telling us to go to sleep. So we went to sleep in this room. I mean, I don't know about the others. I had some weird dream, which I then woke up from, and I was here.
That pretty much sums it up.
So you were able to overcome the snare. That is something, I suppose.
The what?
I'm
The
assuming
snare.
that's a reference to the dream that we had trying to get here.
Ah.
This place, it is warded against mortal intrusion through a powerful magic, but the Illithid have taken it and twisted it. I don't know how they've done it. Some powerful psionic potential, perhaps. Mentions of this elder and what my companion suspected. I am beginning to think perhaps this illithid infestation goes a little further than I had thought.
So wait, does that mean you would recognize if we described to you that the creatures looking for the Elder were like kind of weird looking and they had really spiky teeth and no lips? And they made this weird like sucking sound?
She sort of cocks her head ever so slightly and just sort of says, "Did any of them have markings on their skin?"
Did they?
Yes, the guy the guy with the staff in particular did.
Oh, yeah, in that case, yeah, I should nod. I'm like, yeah, the one in particular had like flat teeth and was the one who explained all of this. He had more markings?
Strange swirling patterns and constellations.
Yeah?
Starspawn. That is a
Gravity.
concern. If Starspawn are here, then there has to be an Elder Brain.
Whatever they called the Elder, they were here to free it.
That is exactly what they would wish to do for an Elder Brain. Starspawn are... we do not have time to fully explain what all of this is about, but understand that the Illithid and my people come from a place that is not any of your planes. It is a place beyond even that. When you look up into the sky at night and you see stars, we come from the other side of those.
What?
It is difficult to explain, but the Starspawn come from the blackness between the stars. They are beings that were created in a time that even I do not fully have a grasp of, under circumstances that were strange at best. They are psychically sensitive, and wherever an Elder Brain has made its lair, they will seek it out and attempt to do its bidding.
You know, honestly, if you were able to boil this down to here's a bad thing that really needs to be stopped, I'd be happy with that explanation.
I think it's pretty clear that that's what it is.
Yeah.
She looks at you and just says, "In the moment, if I point at you and say, 'Destroy that thing,' then I assume you can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Then we will handle it as it comes."
Well,
I
I guess
Also, for what it's worth, I do have some measure of protection from mind-probing magics on me, and I do have a spell I can cast that can also potentially block such things, but I don't know how effective it would be, obviously, against these creatures you described, because, well, I've never encountered one.
She looks at you with a sort of a great deal of curiosity and just sort of says, "I did wonder about you. I can sense surface thoughts from at least some of you, but you I cannot."
That's probably a good sign, then.
I wondered
Well-
if that was discipline or training, but if it is an item that you can use to protect yourself, then perhaps that is better.
Yeah, it's
If-
an artifact I possess.
I
Yeah,
do not
if
know how
you-
effective it will be against an Elder Brain, but it may go some way in shielding you from their observation. The reason I told you not to use telepathy earlier, if you could, the Illithid, like my species, are latently have access to psionic abilities, but an Elder Brain can observe a psionic activity telepathy being one of them. Anything you said in secret through arcane transmission or telepathy could be observed by an Elder Brain.
Ah. Okay,
Well,
I will
you did-
not use that spell then.
Well, you did try to message someone, but I don't know if it fails
Well-
if it happens.
Well, no, I didn't actually try to message anyone.
That is
Oh, I thought
probably
you-
a good thing.
Not
Oh, I
not
think-
while we're here. I thought about it, but I didn't.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna. That never mind. But regardless,
I was going to, but
Um,
then you all said that she probably stayed behind, in which case I didn't think it was worth it.
yes. But regardless, we should probably get moving because,
Yeah.
I guess the Illithid will kind of wait for a while.
We were
We-
kind of...
We're
Yeah,
kind of on
our
the clock
friends
here.
will. Yeah, we were kind of following this blood trail.
Kaziora
Well-
sort of nods and sort of says, whilst it is true the Illithid have been here for some time planning their schemes, if Starspawn are able to hear its call, then we may have less time than I thought, and perhaps even the Rakma will have to wait until this is dealt with.
Well, we may have slowed them down a little bit, considering we killed their first. Well, don't know if they were standing guard or if or what they were doing, but at least we killed some of them.
That is good, but where there are Starspawn, there will always be more to follow. They are endless.
Yes, but unless there's anything crucial that we need to know right now, we should get moving.
Yeah, probably.
Also, you wouldn't happen to know what this blood trail is from, right?
She wanders over, like, sort of takes a look at it and says, not from one of my people.
Well, we dragged it to that grate that we passed on the way here, and the mechanism was further down that corridor where the weird eye tentacle thing came from.
If others have been able to travel this way, like you have, and have arrived here and were still in a state of unconsciousness, it is possible that the Illithid were able to find them, and if that is the case, I do not think we will find whoever is the source of this blood trail alive. Or if we do, they will be infested with a devourer.
To our knowledge, there's a certain Fae who seems to have noticed that this is a place you can send people so they don't come back. Or if they do, they're very different.
She nods and sort of says, I understood that that was the case. This place is prison is the best word for it, that was created by powerful magic a long time ago, and it seems at some point an Illithid was sealed away here. When my Rakma was formed, we knew of this, and we knew that they had been likely biding their strength here. Imprisoning an Illithid is futile. They are devious creatures and are always able to find new ways to escape their bonding.
Well,
But yeah, I guess we should press on.
that is what I've been trying to get us to do for quite
Yeah.
some time now.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
Friends
go.
like-
Let's go find the way to
Okay.
open that grate.
Instead of just giving away all our secrets.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
Drag over here again.
Well, I
She-
guess
She
considering-
follows behind you.
I guess yeah. Can we still follow the mechanism for that grate in this corridor?
You have to get
This
through the
way.
gate. Well, the mechanism is this way through the corridor. It's the
Oh,
other
right.
side of the grate.
Oh, I thought the thing that opened it was. Oh,
Well, it's,
okay.
is there,
How do we get through that then?
well, is there any reason why we believe that we have to go through the grate?
No.
Admittedly, like I do believe that if this was where he entered, he'd probably leave some kind of subtle trail. But I don't think this amount of blood is something someone can leave behind subtly.
I mean, he's not exactly a normal mortal.
He is relatively small.
Yeah,
How much
I will
power
point
does
out
that
there is like probably like a good body's full of blood, like making this trail.
That's a lot of blood.
That is a lot of blood.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking.
Is it even worth going that way?
Well, if we can't open it, then I don't see then probably he couldn't open it either.
Kaziara sort of like stands next to the gate and says, "Someone hold a light."
I will, hold my dagger out in front of the gate.
She peers into the darkness, extends a hand through the grate and places a hand on her temple. And you watch the mechanism on the other side begin to vibrate and then click into place, and the gate begins to lift.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Dang.
Telepaths.
how did you do that?
Psionics.
How much do I know of psionics compared to actual magic?
Give me I guess it's an Arcana roll.
I don't really
Okay.
fit there, do they?
Ooh, that's bad.
So, what you know of psionics is just it's a thing that is manifested in certain like non-material plane creatures. Like psionic spellcasting is supposed to be like the peak of spellcasting because it's directly harnessing the weave of magic without any intermediaries. Like sorcery is considered to be like natural spellcasting, but psionics is even a level above that. And it was thought to be only harnessable by extraplanar creatures.
Okay, I think Elizabeth has like a sort of like epiphany moment. She just goes, "Is that how those third creatures were able to use their magic without components or?"
Yeah. She nods and she says, "Those are Quagoths. When my kind first came to your world a long time ago, they were the smartest creatures in your universe.
Oh.
The Fomorians were not far behind. The mighty fall quite far, it seems."
Yeah. So it would seem. I mean, I've never heard of the Quagoths, and Fomorians have been reduced to a scary story that Fae tell their children.
Such is the fate of some kin.
Yeah, shall we carry on?
She
Grim?
gestures for you to go first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll happily go first.
Okay.
Grim's our vanguard.
Okay. So yeah, you begin to like step out into the corridors, and you very quickly run out of blood trail to follow, and there quickly becomes a series of winding and forked passageways.
Oh dear.
At which point Kaziara pauses and just sort of says, "If we are to prepare ourselves to fight an Elder Brain, I think it is best if we pursue what happened to my comrades. If we can find you better defenses against the Elder Brain's abilities, then that is best."
Yeah, that does sound smart.
Unfortunately, this place seems to change on a whim.
So we also won't be able to find this.
Perhaps not directly. Elizabeth, you can do magic, yes?
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to find things?
Define things.
Objects?
I do not, though.
No, but I know Kelariis can.
Yeah, I can, except not right now, because I didn't put that into my thing of prep spells.
I can
Yeah.
find creatures.
Yeah, fucking, right?
Yep.
You also have the staff, remember, or the baton.
Yeah, but I don't think that those
That's
objects.
creatures.
Is that locate creature? Is it?
No, it's locate creature. Yeah,
Okay.
I can do locate object, but I don't have it prepped right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't have locate object.
And problem is, it's also rather short range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kazuura sort of like grits her teeth in frustration and says,
Yeah. Yeah, Elizabeth's just going to say, my specialty lies more in abjurations and evocations.
However, I guess if we find what we need to find, finding our way back is not going to be the issue. Supposedly.
what exactly do you mean?
We have an item that will we have no guarantees, but it should point us to where we need to go. It's how it works exactly, I could not tell you, but
May I see it?
that's the thing. We are not the ones that have it. The
You need to
person
find
we're
your
looking-
friend.
yes, because basically we handed him the item. However, that was also, well, I guess not we specifically, but someone handed him the item, but it was also the item that took his power away. So that's why he can't really. He doesn't really have the strength to make it out. We presume.
That is quite the cunning escape plan. Perhaps your
Oh.
friend does stand a chance.
Stupid.
I mean, I've never
That's-
met him, but he definitely doesn't seem like an idiot.
Well, he got kicked for playing too many clever games. And unfortunately, you can only outsmart someone so many times before they abuse their power to to get rid of you.
So how are we going to find these circlets of yours without... find
She
these friends of yours?
grimaces like a little bit and sort of says, "Well, if my understanding is what I think it will be, then wherever my compatriots' bodies are, then an Illithid will not be far.
Hmm.
If you can find creatures, perhaps you find the closest one of them. Without the defenses of the circlets, some of you may still be vulnerable, but at the moment I do not see much other option."
However, they aren't they everywhere. They're not going to specifically be hanging out near your comrades' bodies.
Not
Right.
necessarily, but they will not be far from them, and if we engage one in combat and things turn unfavourable for it, it will use everything in its power to flee back to its allies, which will lead them to its lair.
Oh, actually, there is one thing that I should probably mention. Because I just realized that they might also be looking for our friend real hard. Because if you you guys remember up top, right?
Oh, they called him the thief.
Because he took something from the elder.
Oh, yeah. The
That-
star...
Seems unlikely. An Elder
don't
Brain does
think-
not exactly have possessions.
Well, yeah, the star... I've forgotten what they were called already.
Starspawn.
Yeah, the Starspawn did mention if we were here for the thief, then... In fact, I think finding out maybe that's what we were here for was what made them more aggressive.
Kaziora raises a finger into the air and says, "Your friend's item."
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm thinking too. I don't know if it's stolen, but if it can get us out, it can probably get them out as well.
Oh.
I do not know whether the title thief is appropriate, but the Illithids, if an Illithid desires something, they consider it theirs. I suppose a literary translation for the Starspawn would be that the Elder Brain desires it. It is trying to find a way out of here. That is the only explanation for the way that the Illithid are behaving the way that they do. But this maze is designed to specifically foil their sort of planning. Ideally, they would capture a warden of the prison and take the consume his memories, find out the ways to escape the dungeon. But if such a dungeon changes that not even its wardens know the route, then how could an elder even begin to escape? But with an item that lets it circumvent that challenge. Now we are at two ends. To find protection or to hurry to your friend in search of this item.
Something tells me that we'll run into
One
unless you
the
know
other.
specifically where to go to, it's just going to be chance. Because they're going to be looking for both. Well, they're not going to be looking for the protection, I guess, but we'll run into either one eventually, hopefully.
Because
unless
Yara
you have-
nods and just sort of says, looks at the T-junction that you're standing in and just sort of says, "Do any of you have a coin?"
I'll flip a coin.
Okay.
I'll just say heads is left.
She nods.
Then I'll flick it.
Roll 1d2. Okay. It comes up tails.
That's right.
Okay.
Or at least I assume we're going left to right, but
Yeah. And then at that, Elizabeth just sighs and just goes, "Well, looks like our plan is to just wing it again."
well, whilst we wing it, we can come up with a better plan.
Okay. As a group, please make me a extended survival check.
Anybody
So,
beat +7?
Nope.
Nope. Close.
I don't think Kaziora can beat that. Nope.
I have +3.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
I'm also actually proficient.
Okay.
Survival?
So you wander these tunnels and pathways for what seems like probably a good few hours, to the point where you all begin to become hungry. So yeah, go ahead and consume some provisions amongst yourselves.
Oh, we never actually noted that we took for 20 days, but I should probably.
Oh yeah, you should probably deduct. You didn't eat at the City Court. You ate your own food at the City Court, so that's 2 days you need to deduct +1 for now.
So we're on.
There we go. So we're on 18.
I mean,
Oh,
I
no,
think
wait,
they could have
oh,
made us food and
no.
water at least. I guess maybe not at the court because that would have been pretty obvious. But
Well,
I would have had spell slots. I think.
I don't think we're expecting to be in here for more than 20 days. Plus, you'll have spell slots at the end of this.
So you've deducted 3 days now because it was a day at the court, a day in the vault lobby, quote unquote, and
Oh, yeah.
the one you're eating now.
Wait, did we spend the day in the lobby? Oh, we took a short rest, didn't we? Oh, but I guess we had to sleep after.
Yeah, we did sleep.
But that was for the
I guess it would have made sense.
for the dream.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point, because technically it was still the same day in the Sealy court. So that's it is only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
weird
have 8
time
left.
things.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly timey-wimey.
Yes, very much so. So yeah, I guess you eat some provisions. You watch as the rest of you are sort of like eating food, like probably like standing in a corridor somewhere. Kaziara also pauses with you. Basically produces like a fingernail-sized, chalky-looking tablet, and a flask of water. Puts the tablet on her tongue and swallows it with a swig of water, and is ready to go.
Oh,
I guess
whatever
I'll
works.
look curiously at her, but she's not gonna like say anything.
She notes your curiosity and says, "A specialty of my people. We got used to taking meals on the run."
Seems helpful.
It has
If
its uses, but it is not so pleasant.
If we make it out alive, I probably will have a lot of questions.
If we make it out alive, I'm sure I'll answer some.
You say that as if you wait to ask her questions, Elizabeth.
Hey,
Well, we can
I
try
realize
stop
that
her.
there are some questions that should not be asked right now.
She chuckles to herself and says, "My Anak would say there is always time for questions, but
You don't want to begin with this one. We'll die of hunger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or if we have food at old age.
I can't believe. I mean, the problem is I can't disagree with you.
But
yeah, I suppose I have many questions as an avid student of history. You know, suddenly finding out there's a whole race and culture and society that you've never heard of, that's quite something.
it is quite something. However, unfortunately,
Yeah, so be
Well-
glad I'm not asking those questions right now.
she does look like sort of a little bemused at that and says, "That does perplex me, because among my people there are stories of your kind throughout."
Do you mean our kind is in just the material plane, or
All of you. The Fae, the dragons, even the genie.
well, yeah, well,
I suppose a lot
Well,
happened in the time my people were gone.
I guess it also depends how long you've been gone.
No more than a few thousand years.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yes, as you say, no time for these questions. If you are done, then we can proceed.
is this a short rest? Or is it not really?
I think we've just paused to eat.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
stop to eat. It depends whether you want to take a short rest.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think we're fine for now.
We didn't really take a beating.
Yeah, in that case, I think we as people will take a short rest.
Oh, lovely.